Howdy folks, it is Diecast Buffet here again. The Darlington 400 is in the books, the throwback weekend, and it is Joey Logano that gets it done with a very controversial, very opinionated final last, two-lap bump and dump. You can get his race to win 124 scale diecast. It's a throwback. It's going to have some, I think, some metallic red or metallic gold numbers. Not too sure. It's a pretty cool looking paint scheme nonetheless. Anyways, you can get that race win diecast. It's going to have some scrapes from the 24 car. You can go ahead and pre-order it over there at Circle Diecast and use that promo code Diecast Buffet, and you will save $5 on shipping any orders $30 or more. I don't know if they're going to make a 164, so just know that. Oh boy, so this one is a very controversial finish. The 24 car, driving Jeff Gordon's very, very popular DuPont Flame paint scheme, and he gets dumped. Look, if you've watched the channel, you know I love physical racing, but I have two problems with this one. So if it's one lap to go, if you're on the white flag, go for it. All bets are off. They were coming to the white flag, so there was still a whole other circuit around. It's Darlington. Anyone who watches Craven and Kurt Busch duke it out in 2003 knows that even though you mess up and you can't pass them here, you wait all the way back around, you get momentum, and you could pass them again. Look, when Craven and Kurt Busch went at it, they didn't dump each other and take each other out. They put each other in the wall, they banged fenders, whatever. But what Logano did, he just dive bombed 3 and 4 like it was the final corner, destroyed the 24 car, put him in the fence, pretty much killed his machine, and I thought it was a really crappy move on the 22's part. If this was the final corner, final lap, I would have had no problem with it, because we saw it with Chase Briscoe and Tyler Reddick. That's racing. The fact that he did this with a whole lap to go around, I thought was really disrespectful, and I tell you what, 24 camp, they had handled it a lot better than I would have. I thought it was a crappy move. Look, I don't care who the drivers are. At least give them the respect of the final lap. I'm all for drivers doing whatever it takes to win, but only on the final lap. And it would be different if the 22 car was fading and that was his last chance. The 22 car was running him down. I mean, he was gaining tenths of a second every straightaway, it seemed. This guy would have probably passed the 24 down the back straight on the final lap regardless, without any contact. I don't know. There's a lot of people booing for a reason. So, in my honest opinion, this was not a good finish. It was a great race, though. Don't let that the headlines kind of persuade you on that one. This was a fantastic race. I've been looking forward to this event probably more than any of them, because this truly was a old school Darlington race. It started out a little bit lean, a little bit calm, but the crash just started to happen. It was an overcast day, no rain, very reminiscent of that 03 Carolina Dodge Dealers 400 Craven and Kurt Busch duked it out, which was an overcast day, lots of attrition, lots of cautions. I mean, big drivers were taken out in this race. Kyle Busch, Kyle Larson, Martin Truex Jr., Kurt Busch, X, Y, and Z. I mean, this was a battle of attrition race that saw guys like Michael McDowell, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., heck, even the petty GMS cars were running pretty good at some certain points. What is it? The 31 car, Justin Haley, I think, had a top 5. I mean, incredible the parity that we saw. This was old school Darlington. This is Gen 4 Winston Cup Darlington. For the newer fan, this is exactly, in my opinion, this is almost exactly how the Winston Cup races were. Obviously, they didn't have playoffs. They didn't have stages X, Y, and Z. But this is the style of racing. Slipping and sliding, the battle of attrition, cars being taken out. This is what it's about, guys. I obviously, the Kyle Busch situation, him parking the car, that was classic Kyle Busch. Personally, I don't like the idea of him parking the car on pit road. I wish he'd have just drove it up like 5 feet further. That way, everyone who has that pit box ahead and behind that pit access area could, get into their box and exit it clean. I don't like the idea of messing up someone else's, pit stop or whatnot. But bygones be bygones. That was something that's going to be trending for a while with Kyle Busch fashion, that is. But everyone's going to be talking about the finish there. I mean, let me know what y'all think down below. You know me, I love aggressive racing, but to me, there's a difference between a bump and run and a bump and dump. A bump and dump is just what Briscoe and Tyler Reddick did it, and why I'm okay with that is because that's the final lap. That is it, right? That's the Grand Slam. Go for it. They still had a whole nother lap to run. Again, I was thinking this was going to be a very close finish, like Craven, like Kurt Busch 03. I don't like the move by a 22. I feel like he should have waited another lap, I think he was going to pass him cleanly. Feel like the 24 was going to have to actually hit the 22 to keep him from passing. That's how fast the 22 was gaining on him. He was saving his tires, or he just had a long run car regardless. But man, that 24 car just they had one robbed from him there. If the 22 would have just bumped him and not put the 24 on the wall, I would have had no problem with it, right? Obviously, I'm a Byron fan, right? So you could say that I'm a Hendrick fan. I'm not necessarily a Logano fan, but I don't care who the drivers are. Just don't destroy his car with a full lap to go. I'm not a fan of that at all. You would not have seen a lot of drivers, even in the past, do that. Wait to the last lap, and then all bets are off. I don't know, man. I thought that was a really crappy, disrespectful move, and he didn't even really kind of acknowledge, like, oh, I'm sorry, I overclocked in the corner. No. There's a reason why Kenseth did what he did years ago. I'm just saying. There's a reason why. There's a reason why certain things from certain teams happen to them. But you know what it really reminds me of? Chase Elliott, 2017, 2018. I feel like William Byron is starting to really peak in his NASCAR Cup Series career now. And in doing so, he's going to have a lot more situations where he's going to be up front. He's going to be in the spotlight. And you're going to see drivers who are very aggressive, who really don't care so much about the other drivers and their finish. And until William Byron really stands up for himself on the racetrack and gets physical back, they're going to keep doing that, because Chase Elliott was like that for a long amount of time. They would bang fenders with him. They would bump and dump. I mean, we obviously remember the Denny Hamlin, Chase Elliott, Martinsville situation. Chase Elliott had enough of it, and he started going back at him. And look at Chase Elliott now. He's a champion. So my point is that I really hope William Byron races the 22 very hard for the rest of the season, because if the 24 car, if they just let these other drivers start walking over him, it's not going to be good. Not going to be good. But nonetheless, great Darlington race. If you have not watched it, make sure to check out the full race replay. They'll have that in the coming days on their YouTube channel. It's a great event, man. Lots of battle of attrition. The tires, the comers and goers, man. This was old school Winston Cup Darlington through and through. Once again, the Gen 7 continues to prove that it is the best race car we have seen since Gen 4. No question about it. Dover was unbelievable. Darlington was unbelievable. You've seen my race reviews on here for the past seasons, 2019, 2018, 2020, X, Y, and Z. You've seen how critical I am of the majority of these events. And the first time I could say, in probably forever, I am legitimately excited for Kansas. How in the world am I actually excited for a 1.5 cookie cutter, 1.5 mile track? That's how good Gen 7 is. It's just like the Gen 4 cars. No matter where they race, the racing is incredible. Always exceeding expectations. So very much looking forward to the Kansas 400-mile events and how that one's going to shake out. I don't think Larson's going to have a stranglehold on them. Unfortunately, they got taken out a little bit early. Larson was really good at Darlington last year. Even Truex, Truex he's won some races over there at Darlington before. But nonetheless, Logano gets it done. Make sure to get your race win 124 scale diecast. It's probably going to have a lot of damage on it. And I don't know how they're going to do the burnout, because they had to replace the tire on the left rear. So who knows if they'll even include the new replacement tire, or they'll keep the burnt out one. Either way, it's going to be a very cool diecast for your Darlington race winner. So that's going to be pretty cool. Have a great one, everybody. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And thank you again so much for watching the channel. Diecast Buffet, signing off.